Yeah. Oh, you mean at home? I was like, what happened to the one at your office? Okay, got it. Yeah, I get it. Okay. I can't hear you. Nope.
Aha! How about
I can
now?
hear you now.
Excellent. Okay, let me take these freaking things out.
And you're the host.
What's that?
You're the host. I already made you the host.
Okay, perfect. So then, okay, so it's just you and I in here right now anyways.
Yeah.
So until I get that camera, I'm probably
Until what?
Until I can get a camera for the computer,
Mm-hmm.
I'm probably going to have you launch me every day.
Okay, that's fine. I can do that.
Okay, Facebook groups. You know, Facebook like went really weird like for the last 2 days. It had like a big Facebook bubble and then it went away. Did you see that?
Yeah, actually, Rachel's been having a lot of trouble posting stuff in our group, and she sent me a screenshot, and it's some, I don't even know. I don't know, it was some configuration I've never seen before, and I'm the admin.
Odd.
So.
Okay. All right, so I got Facebook Live up and Zoom, and nobody's here. All right, so we'll just hang out for a minute and get it rolling. If you gotta leave and go do other stuff, go do whatever else you gotta do. We're going over Tactic 3 today.
Which is, I don't know them in order.
Oh, do more with less leverage.
Got it. So well, that was funny. You did 4 yesterday, and that's what Chip did this morning.
No, I did 2 yesterday. I'm going in order.
Was it?
I haven't gotten to 4.
Then he did, no, you did 4. Find the motivated. Or did you do that the day before? All right, then who did find the motivated? Because that's happened recently enough. I thought it was you.
I did expense management yesterday.
Okay. Well, that just shows I didn't listen to you yesterday.
Different than any other day.
Oh, thanks.
All right. Nobody's on. Are we thinking these are worthwhile or not? Or am I just jumping the gun? Are we thinking that these are worthwhile, what we're doing? There's Becca. Yeah. Hi, Becca.
Actually, I want to try something.
Okay. What's up, Zach?
You can see Becca, but I can't.
What's that?
Okay, can I take back, make me the host again?
I'm on the iPad, so I don't know how I make you the host. Hey guys, I see you jumping on. We'll get started in just a second here. Oh, make host, found it. You are now the host.
Okay, what I'm trying, because I'm on desktop, I should be able to push this to our group live.
Okay. Guys, just bear with us. Cece's doing something really intelligent with the computer, and I have no idea. So, but if you guys want to get prepared, if you've got your shift books, open to page 37, Tactic 3. do more with less leverage. We'll get rolling in a second.
So my plan is to start the stream to Facebook, our Facebook group, and then make you the host back, and then you take it away. That's the plan.
As long as that'll work. And while we're waiting, guys, if anybody wants to hear a really funny story, totally walked into my lamppost yesterday morning right there. And no, the common consensus is I was completely sober at the time. So anyways, we'll get rolling in just a second here. Did you get that stream of or?
It's still working on it.
Cool.
But it is working on it, so that's kind of cool. You said number 2, right? Tactic 2?
3.
Yeah,
Tactic
you're doing 3.
3, yep. Do more with less.
Do more with less.
So guys, while we're getting ready to get launched and everything, I'll just ask those of you that are on Facebook Live, the Zoom is working, so you can get on the Zoom if you want. I would like to know if you guys could share a piece of leverage that you're using in your business right now. Okay, it says you went live on my Facebook. You may have to stay in as the host. Rob, the fence post is fine. Rob, thank you for asking. It's actually the light post on the side of my garage. I was not paying attention, and very impressive. I did not spill any coffee. That was a win for me, or it would have been a much worse day. So anybody using leverage in their business right now, can you guys give me an example of leverage? Anybody? So one of the biggest things I think that would be like an example of leverage would be like closing coordinator, right? Or transaction coordinator. It's typically where everybody starts. So that would be an example. Can you guys think of anything else that may be leverage in your business? Okay. So I'm going to start rolling right now into tactic 3 because I know you guys, your time is valuable, or maybe you're just locked in the closet trying to get away from the kids right now is what it is. But let's talk about leverage, and let's talk about what type of leverage when you're in a shifting market, what leverage is important to keep and what leverage is maybe, I don't want to say not important, yet maybe an unnecessary expense. Yesterday we were talking about expenses, and so one of the things that we want to look at is what expenses do we have in our business that help us? What expenses do we have in our business that may be unnecessary? An unnecessary expense right now, I would say like a runner or a showing assistant, right? That may be an unnecessary expense that we don't need to incur at this point in time. Some of you may want to go ahead and make the argument for professional photography or for measuring services. Talk about measuring services for a second, because I think they're a great piece of leverage to measure a house. Typically, you know, these guys on an average, let's say $2,000 to $3,000 house. I mean, they're less than $100 for the most part. If there's an insurance or there's a liability factor when it comes to measuring. And so for less than $100, getting a measurer out there to professionally measure the property, it protects you. It also protects the seller. So like, for example, if the buyer comes back and says, this house is not 2,800 square feet, it's only 2,600 square feet, and they want to go ahead and sue you for it, or go ahead and sue the seller for negligent misrepresentation or an intentional misrepresentation, they are definitely in their right to do that. And so as a result, your seller could be in trouble. What's the seller going to say? The seller's going to say, well, my listing agent, PJ Kennedy, he's the one who measured the house, so take it up with him. I don't know how to measure a house. And so then it falls over on your plate. When you have a measuring company in place, say, hey, this is the professional measuring service. This is the third party we used. Take it up with them. It protects your seller, protects you. I think that's one piece of leverage that's really important that we have in our business. I know we've been very listing focused, lately in our conversations. And I would tell you to continue to be listing focused. Professional photography, guys, let's face it. Come on, we're at the lake, right? I looked at a $2 million property the other day. Friend of mine has for sale, and the real estate agent is using, it's just not, they used a professional photographer, yet they didn't do anything to stage it and put it up the right way. The pool has leaves in it and is dirty. And I know the house very well with the sunset in the backdrop. I would do a twilight picture. It would just pop. It would look great. So guys, when we're looking at the leverage that we have and the leverage that we have to keep in our business to make sure that we still deliver the same level of service, guys, these guys are vendors to you. And, you know, I don't want to say be a jerk, yet if they're not giving you the product that you need and they're not catering to your wants and needs, like, go find somebody else. It's just like loan officers. There's plenty of other loan officers out there. There are plenty of other photographers. There's measuring companies, as we've already talked about, right? Go find somebody else. If you guys don't like the inspector that you're using, you would go find somebody else, right? So make sure we're still using those pieces of leverage. Look at the leverage that you have in your business right now, as we talked about yesterday, with cutting the expenses to find a greater profit margin. Guys, go back to the conversation we were having last week about the economic model, about the budget model, right? And really be diving into your business and looking at your P&L and saying, is it at a 30, 30, 40? And if it's not at 30% cost of sales, 30% expenses, and 40% profit, then that's where we go ahead and make an adjustment. If you can't make an adjustment, that's fine. If it's something that you have to keep in check or something that you have to keep in your business, okay, then we need to figure out a different way. Now, if I'm speaking complete gibberish to you guys right now, and you guys are not understanding this, come to me. Bring me your P&L. Let's sit down. Let's talk about it. Let's get some rough numbers. PJ, I don't have a P&L. PJ, I've never done a income statement. If you guys can yourself if you're on Zoom, thank you. So if you guys are having problem understanding what that 30, 30, 40 is supposed to look like, then by all means, please contact me. Let's sit down and let's do it together. Becca, I see you on here. Becca, you and I sat down and talked about 30, 30, 40 a couple of weeks ago. Rachel Lewis and myself sat down and did it. Katrina and myself sat down and did it. I'm very happy to go over that stuff to make sure that your businesses are in check. Now, one of the quotes from this book on page 39, more staff doesn't equate to more productivity. The phenomenal few can outperform, outproduce, and outpace the mediocre many, okay? So what does that mean, right? Just by going ahead and stacking a bunch of people into your business is not necessarily going to mean that you have a big business. And guys, look, learn from me, okay? When I wanted to grow a team, I started off small. I did it all wrong, okay? I did not follow the model. I did not put an admin in place first. I put a buyer's agent in place first because I was like, hey, that's zero risk for me, right? I don't have to pay somebody's salary, and it can be revenue that's coming in. And once we get up and running, then I'm going to go hire an admin. Did that. It was kind of the wild, wild west. It wasn't really working the right way. I went and hired Jenna, put Jenna into place, and Jenna and I, again, we decided together we're not going to follow the model. What we're going to do is we're going to hire, and we hired 9 agents. We brought 9 agents on the team, put some expenses out there, put some money out there right off the bat, and we said, you know what, we're going to let the cream rise to the top, so to speak. Needless to say, after that failed 4-month experiment, it was down to myself, Jenna, and we kept 1 agent on. And then we refused to hire more than, at a max, 2 agents at a time to really kind of grow it. And so your business is going to have this level that you want to go to, yet you can't just throw a bunch of people into it saying, well, that's not going to cost me anything, so that is what it is. Well, think about it this way. What would you do in your personal life, right? Would you say, okay, well, this isn't costing me, so I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna take on more risk? I'm going to take on, I can go and buy a bigger house or a larger area. I can buy more houses. And am I going to take on more risk in that? Absolutely. You're going to take on more risk. So when we look at it, you really got to focus on what you have and then what expenses are necessary and what expenses are maybe not necessary. So people is one of the main categories. One of the other things that we keep hearing, we keep talking about, and it mentions it in Tactic 3 again, is getting back to basics. And as you guys know, who gave you the authority to leave the basics in the first place, right? A lot of times, and this is the, I don't like to use the word problem, I'll say the opportunity that we have as real estate agents. So I want everybody to go ahead and type in an answer to this, or if you're on Zoom, go ahead and give me your answer. If you're driving a car down the road and you're going to put 4 tires on that car to take you down the road, what is the best shape that you can have? What is the best shape for that tire? Is it a square? Is it a triangle? What is the best shape you can have? Okay, I see Chelsea giving me the circle. Thank you, Chelsea. So a circle, is that your answer? Is that everybody's answer? Can we agree upon a circle? Chelsea, I'm going to take that one step further. I'm going to call it a perfect circle. Okay, so why is it a perfect circle? What is that going to do for you guys? There we go, Rob. Perfect circle. I love it, Rob. Thank you. Is that going to ensure a rough ride or a smooth ride? Thank you, Zach. Round. Okay. Round. And Zach, I'm going to push you. Round could be oval, right? So that doesn't work, right? Or it's going to be a little bit bumpier of a ride. We know we need to have a perfect circle. So when we talk about getting back to basics, and I know you guys are probably getting tired of me saying back to basics, this is the thing. There's no better shape than a perfect circle. I don't care who you are, what you are. You guys have all heard, don't try and reinvent the wheel, right? This is exactly what they're talking about. And so when we've left the basics of doing the job, and let me just give you a quick example, okay? Do you take every buyer that you sit down with, bring them to the office, do a buyer consultation with them, and actually walk them through the steps, or and get them to sign a working with real estate agent, an exclusive buyer agency agreement before you even take them out to a property? Or do we just say, I'll meet you at the property, okay? Now, before all your drunk monkeys start jumping up and telling me, oh, well, PJ's, there's an exception to this, there's an exception to that. You know what? You're right. There are exceptions, okay? I have had clients that come in from New Jersey that come to look at property for a weekend. You know what I do? I meet them at the first property if they don't come to the office, and I have the working with real estate agents, the exclusive buyer agency agreement, everything right there for them to go ahead and sign off on before I will even show them property. Guys, do not put your license at risk doing these things. And this is what I'm talking about by people cutting corners or reinventing the wheel, so to speak, in our business, because it's going to save us time. It's going to save us this. And you know what? A lot of times, and I'm sure I would get some of you guys to agree with me on this, is that if you start cutting corners now, you start reinventing the wheel now, it's always going to come back to bite you later in the transaction. It's always going to make it longer and drawn out. And oh my God, that's why as real estate agents, we have the most stressful jobs and I have to work till 10 o'clock at night. No, you don't. You just have to set the parameters in line, okay? And guys, believe you me, we're talking about leverage right now. I know what I'm talking about because I was a real estate agent who got in this business and was told that I could not be a successful real estate agent without working weekends. And unfortunately, with my custody agreement or lack thereof, I only had my son from Friday at 5 p.m. till Sunday at 11. And I'm not trying to get you guys all teary-eyed about it because believe you me, there were a few instances where I went out and I showed property on the weekends. And I brought Nash, my showing specialist, with me, okay? Yet, as far as my clients were concerned, every weekend I had booked appointments. And so they knew that if they wanted to get in with me, they had to get on my schedule. They had to get on my calendar. The fear, I guess it is, or the opportunity that most real estate agents have is that we're afraid to just say no to somebody. We're afraid to say, hey, does this or this work better for you, right? You guys have all heard me do scripts and talk about, hey, you know, would today morning or afternoon be better? Because if I say, hey, would 10 o'clock this morning be good? And Chelsea, you tell me, no, I can't do 10 o'clock in the morning. I go, oh, crap, she doesn't want to work with me. And I just put my head down and walk away. when really she just had another appointment. You guys, be the professional in the industry that you are, and understand that you can go ahead and that's why we don't give them a yes or no. We give them a morning or an afternoon. We give them a afternoon, Chelsea. That's what works good for you. Great, awesome. Is 3 o'clock or 5 o'clock better for you? We give them options. This way, they don't feel like they have to say no. We don't take them to a negative spot in the RAS, and as a result, thinking that maybe they need to be talking to a different real estate agent or what have you. Okay. So again, I'm gonna keep talking about getting back to basics, because that's what's really going to help push the fundamentals of our businesses forward, especially right now. Okay. This is when you're going through a shift. Okay. When you're shifting in a market, you have to really focus on what are your systems. If you don't have a system, great, call me. Let's put one in place. Okay. I sat on a coaching call with my MAPS coach yesterday around what do we need to do to go ahead and implement something else in regards to recruiting agents right now. And we were developing a system. So let's go on to page 42 if you're following along in your book, on the 7 steps to talent shift. Okay. So number 1, sit down with all your people and share your vision for your business. Do you guys have a vision in your business right now? Right? Talk to the people, and if you say, well, PJ, I'm an independent agent, right? Okay, great. Talk to me. Talk to your accountability partner. I don't have an accountability partner. That's a problem. Get an accountability partner right now. Focus on what your vision is and explain it to your accountability partner. Go to your significant other. Go to one of your loved ones and talk about what your vision is. Where do you want to take this? Okay. If you guys have probably heard me say this before, but if I say, hey, Zach, you and I are going to take a road trip. We're going to go to Chicago, okay? I'll meet you at the office. We're going to jump on 77 heading south. That's probably not a really good game plan, since Chicago is not south. And if we don't have a vision in place in our business, then how can we ever know which direction and where we're going? Visit with everyone, right? Visit with the people on your team if you have a team, right? Or visit with your accountability partner. See if they're willing to hold you accountable to the level that you want to take your business to, and they want to take their business to. Realign any job descriptions. And when you say, well, PJ, I'm not on a team. I don't have job descriptions for people. You have a job description for yourself. And if you're not holding yourself to a high standard, get a coach. Okay. Call Katrina Rokel. She'll be happy to productivity coach you into what your job description should be. And if you guys want, go on KWU Connect right now, and you can find a job description for everything from buyer's agent, listing specialist, ISA, team leader. Okay, guys, go look at my job description. Make sure I'm doing a good job for you. Okay, you can find a job description for anything on there. Set easy to measure goals. So what's an easy to measure goal, right? A lot of you guys know I'm a big numbers guy, right? So I like numbers because numbers don't lie. It's black or white. There's really no gray. So when you're looking at measurable goals, what is a measurable goal, right? Well, I said I was going to take 2 appointments this week. I didn't take 2 appointments this week. That's pretty easy, pretty measurable, right? So make them easy to measure goals, standards for your business. Establish a simple training schedule. What were we talking about yesterday? Chelsea, I know you were on yesterday. We were talking about where the market's going to go. And Chelsea, what'd you say? You said we can expect to see what coming in the market? Go ahead, unmute yourself. What'd you say? You're muted.
A lot of short sales.
Short sales could be coming. Foreclosures could be coming further down the road. And so what was the cure for that, Chelsea? Or how do we combat that?
To put ourselves ahead of the market. That way we don't get into a situation where we're behind on payments or.
And what do? We talked about education, right?
Education on the market.
Yeah. So educating yourself or becoming that short sales specialist or whatever. And thank you for sharing. So, establish some sort of training right now, guys. I know you guys got time on your hands right now. It's a great opportunity to get some more training in. Number 6 is meeting weekly with each individual. Guys, we're meeting daily right now on this call. Okay. You can talk to Kent and see what we're doing with the region. We've got an 11:30 Thrive call right now. We've invited some other people to that Thrive call. If anybody wants to get invited to that, shoot me an email. I will send you the invite. It's every day at 11:30. Yesterday we had Mo Anderson talk to us. It was very powerful. The people that are showing up, the people that are on this right now are the ones that are going to go ahead and pull through this shift. So make sure that we're meeting, we're talking, we're not falling off the edge of the cliff, so to speak, when it comes to the business. And
hey, PJ, I just, I'm actually hosting tomorrow's Thrive call, and I just got off the phone with tomorrow's guest, and he's hitting it bigger than anybody that we know. Huge. He put 20, his team put 20 under contract last week.
Okay, so those of you guys on Facebook Live that couldn't hear that, Kent is hosting tomorrow, and he's got a big producer that put 20 under contract last week. So you guys definitely may want to get on that call tomorrow. If you need the link, I can give it to you right now, or just send me an email, and I'll make sure I get it to you. If you're already Zoom savvy, it's only on Zoom. It's not on Facebook Live. So if you are Zoom savvy, it's at zoom.us/J/the number. All right. That's all. That's always the same for Zoom. The code is 681-376-3947. Okay. And I'm going to go ahead and put that in the chat. The code again, one more time, is 681-376-3947. All right. And again, just message me and I will send that link out to all of you guys. So you've got it. Okay. And so that's tomorrow. Thank you, Ken. So the last thing that we're talking about here in the 7 steps to talent shift is you guys got to celebrate the small victories. I want to thank Kent because he's always, tell me the small victories. Tell me the small victories. Doesn't care how small it is. Guys, it puts you in a positive mindset. A lot of times, we've got a lot of pressure on us. We don't know what's going on. I've got a listing that I can't show, or I've got a buyer that I can't show to this listing, whatever it may be. We've got a lot of pressure kind of on us. We really got to be able to celebrate the small wins, okay? Whatever those small victories are. Hey, you know what? I got up and I went for a walk today. That's a victory, okay? Celebrate all that stuff, because as we go back to tactic 1, we're talking about mindset and taking action. Guys, the Debbie Downer negative Nancy right now is the one who's going to fall out of this business faster than anybody else. So, I go back to that story that I was telling on Monday around adversity being in situations. We all want to be the superhero, right? We all want to be that person in our story that overcomes adversity, right? This is how we overcome adversity, by being mentally strong, right? That is one of the most important things is mind over matter, right? Guys, make sure that you're taking care of yourself too. I was able to have a great call with our regional director, Mark Brenneman, today. One thing he's been telling to us all week, and I thanked him for it, was, make sure you guys are getting rested. You're going to bed early. You're making sure, you get up. You're showing up, right? You're still showing up to work. Okay, maybe I'm in a t-shirt instead of a collar shirt. I know half of you are freaking out because I'm not in a 3-piece suit. That's okay, all right? Yet, make sure that you're showing up the right way, and make sure that you're well rested right now, because as hard as we're working right now is going to show up 90 days from today, when all the other real estate agents are looking around going, wait, what happened? And we're going to be thriving through it, right? And we're going to be continuing to move forward. Now, those of you that are going to continue to use different leverage pieces, or maybe this is an opportunity for you to go ahead and talk to your leverage piece and talk to your transaction coordinator and say, hey, you know what? I see that you charge me $300 per transaction. Given everything that's going on, there's not a lot more business coming in. How much are you reducing your prices by? Is it okay to have that conversation? Absolutely. If they say they're not, okay, great. maybe there's a different transaction coordinator out there. And I'm not just talking about money, because you got to talk about the talent too, right? So get in habits of finding leverage inside your business that's worthwhile to use. And then some of the leverage that maybe you don't need, that, like I said, like a showing specialist right now that you could go ahead and put off for the time being. Systems in place is probably one of the most important things. And this is a great opportunity for you guys to go ahead and take and tweak all of your systems right now. So that's tactic 3. Go ahead and type in some questions or anything that you guys may have. Tomorrow, we're going to be moving over to tactic 4. Find the motivated lead generation. Okay, I know everybody loves lead generation. It's one of the fundamental models that we have in our system, and we're going to dive into lead generation tomorrow. Any questions on leverage? What type of leverage? Right leverage? Wrong leverage? Anything that you guys have right now? I know we went a little bit long today, but that's because I like to talk. I think you guys all know that, right? Okay. All right, guys. Listen, stay safe. Everybody, keep doing what you're supposed to be doing. I love all of you. I'll talk to you tomorrow. If you got any questions, shoot me an email. Have a good day, guys.